Warning: the show you are about to hear contains muscular, intelligent, and intelligible sexy men discussing B-movies, and will contain movie spoilers. Only one of the previous statements is actually true. You decide.
So light that fuse and let it burn. There's no escape, there's no return. Exploding heads and synthwave licks. We're deep in cult classic kicks. Low budget dreams that never quit. Every frame a misfit hit. This is the B-Movie Blitzkrieg Podcast. This is Duncan The Baz. The B-Movie Blitzkrieg Podcast.
And welcome back to another episode of the B-Movie Blitzkrieg Podcast. The only show willing to haul questionable cargo to the darkest corners of the galaxy with nothing but a rusty spaceship, a fake Scottish accent, and absolutely no insurance coverage. I am your host, Duncan McLeish, the commander of cult cinema, the captain of cosmic crapola, and the freight master of forgotten films. The only man who has ever watched a space opera about intergalactic truck drivers and thought, honestly, this is still more believable than most of the Fast and Furious movies. Tonight, we are discussing Space Truckers from 1996, a movie that dares to ask, what if Convoy, Star Wars, and a box of discarded comic books were launched into deep space? This is a future where giant cargo freighters crisscross across the cosmos. A future where cyborg assassins roam the stars. A future where Dennis Hopper somehow becomes mankind's greatest hope, which should concern absolutely every single person. There are robots, there are pirates, and there are explosive body parts. And somehow this was funded by an actual movie studio. Joining me tonight is a man who answers every CB radio transmission with a 10-4 good buddy, despite having never driven anything larger than a shopping trolley. That is a lie. He's a better driver than me, but I thought I'd get my digs in. He is the galactic gear jammer, the cosmic convoy commander, the long-haul lord of low-budget cinema. The only man capable of plotting a safe route through an asteroid field while simultaneously ranking every Dennis Hopper performance from slightly unhinged to actively wanting to be captured by Interpol. He is, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the Baz.
Sieg Heil, sexy Liebchen. If you thought the Blitzkrieg ended in 1945, you were wrong, my friends, because we're on the dark side of the moon and we're coming back.
It's literally the plot synopsis to the movie Iron Sky, surely.
That's exactly what it is, my friends.
We could have
Space Nazi.
We could actually, in theory, because that's a B movie if ever there was one. Why is that? No, we've both seen it. That's why.
We have both seen it, yeah.
Yeah, it's no fun then. If we both see it, it's no fun, Baz. No fun. You need to keep that.
Quite
I'm
a
sure.
modern one as well. Hello.
Yes, the closest we'll get to
relative.
Nazis this season is Surf Nazis Must Die. So that is the closest we're going to get to, and that's not for at least another 10 episodes. So
why must they die?
This one, right? So I'm curious about this one because Space Truckers, like I remember when it came out, and I've seen that a few times. I genuinely think the studio thought, just fucking printing money. This is a home run. This is what audiences in 1996 need. This is the same year that Scream came out, right?
I remember watching films in 1996. I was a student, just about ready to graduate in 1996.
Independence Day came out this year.
There we go.
There we go. And we've got Space Truckers.
Yeah, they
I'm
spent more on the budget for that one, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm going to argue one of those sci-fi movies was fucking huge, and the other one was Space Truckers. Well, I am curious to see how this one stacks up.
I meant to send you this earlier on. I don't know if I mentioned to you before, when the name of this one came out, I was like, oh my god, that's a comic strip in 2000 AD. So, for anybody that doesn't know, if there's any Americans listening to this, which there probably isn't, 2000 AD, a hugely influential UK sci-fi comic, where Judge Dredd comes from. Everybody's heard of Judge Dredd. But when I was reading it in the very early 80s, there was a new strip started in it called Ace Trucking.
Mhm.
And that was a team of intergalactic space truckers.
All
Led by
right.
this funny alien who has a pointed head, and then his like ship's mate is like a skeleton who's a pirate, and then there was this huge big kind of hulking guy called GBH who had been there was something he had like a little badge that said GBH and then in brackets dead, and it was because he'd been expelled from his clan or something like that, and
Right.
so he believed that he was dead because he'd been kicked out, and they used that as a kind of plot thing. But weirdly, I googled the logo for Ace Trucking, 2000 AD before this, and there's a logo comes up at the start of this movie. The space truckers over it, and
Yep.
it's a kind of pointed, I believe the term is isosceles triangle, and it's not a million miles away from the Ace Trucking logo. So there was a little bit of nostalgia there.
I wonder because like you see these things and it gets me instantly googling, which is really interesting. Like Judge Dredd came out the year before this, the Stallone Judge Dredd.
Stallone Dread movie,
Yeah.
right.
So I wonder if there's a bit of that, and they're like, what else can
Yeah.
we use? Maybe they don't get the rights, so they do their own.
Their version of it, very
Yeah.
possibly. I mean, it doesn't. Well, do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have any other similarities to it, but there are 3 people involved in this truck.
There's 3 people
essentially,
involved in this.
and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
3 people in Ace Trucking Co. So, yeah, interesting. There we go. There's a wee tidbit for you.
Right. See, this is what we do. Edutainment all the way right through this one. Yes, sometimes we'll laugh at silly,
we're
silly, silly
well
nonsense.
known for it, Duncan.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to take a short break when we come back. Bad's going to break down the synopsis of this movie. We're going to be doing it right after this. And welcome back to a segment I've called Hauling Trouble Across the Cosmos. Baz is going to break down the plot of Space Truckers. Baz, the floor is yours, buddy.
Oh, Duncan. So, the film Space Truckers, rather non-ironically, is about a space trucker and man of dubious sexual morals, Dennis Hopper, who kind of loses or has stolen a consignment of cuboid Martian pigs and is forced to take on an illegal shipment of intergalactic sex dolls to Earth. Along the way, he blackmails a waitress into getting engaged. And picks up a youthful Stephen Dorff-shaped sidekick to help with the capers. Along the way, they fall foul of a band of space pirates led by Cyborg Charlie Dancer, who's reconstructed his entire body, including penis.
Yeah.
And he talks quite a bit about that.
He does.
After being blasted to bits by his own unstoppable killing machine robots, which he invented for a global corporation that he worked for, only to be betrayed by his boss, who goes on to become president. And ironically, those intergalactic sex dolls turn out to be his killer robots. Shenanigans ensue. That's the plot of Space Truckers.
You know what we're going to do? I don't want to give things away, but I actually really enjoy this movie. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the rad, the sad, the mad, and the bad. We'll be doing it right after this. And welcome back to a segment I've called Cargo, Cyborgs, and Cosmic Chaos. This is the rad, the sad, the bad, and the mad of the movie Space Truckers. Kind of similar to our previous episode, which we clearly recorded 2 weeks ago and not just right before this. I'm going to say commitment of the main cast here, like Dennis Hopper. He gives
my first item, Dennis fucking Hopper. It says
he's brilliant in this movie. He's like once again he just embodies the role. I believe this guy is a long haul space trucker. like from about 2 minutes meeting him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Kind of on his side all the way through this movie, apart from the moments where he's like that, if I do this, you'll marry me. And all the kind of mildly, I'm going to be your husband. Is a wee bit kind of, but regardless on that one, he is in this movie. He is charming. He's scrappy. He always looks tired, like through the entire movie. Like, I'm too old for this shit. But like his personality feels like someone that has worked this job, and it would not surprise me to find out that Dennis Hopper spent some time as a long-haul truck driver, because that's the sort of guy he is. So yeah, this will transfer right to space. So I'm glad that you agree, mate. I think you enjoyed his performance.
I did, very much so. I suppose I should, like I say, my first point under Rad just is Dennis fucking Hopper. It should really say the fucking cast.
Cast is brilliant.
Because as it went along, I was right at the start. I'm like, I know that scientist guy, and I'm like, that can't be Charlie Dancer.
Oh yeah,
sure enough, it is. Then he dies, and I'm like, all right, he's clearly just taking a wee fucking cameo role, but he doesn't. He comes back in it later on. I didn't realise it was Stephen Dorff at first.
Yeah.
I ended up Googling him. What's her name? Mazar. Is it Debbie
yes,
Mazar?
I can never.
That's
Yeah,
the female lead. I was like, what was she in? But then she was in Goodfellas.
yeah.
She played like the girlfriend in Goodfellas and stuff like that. I mean, the cast in this is absolutely fucking superb. And then you get fucking big Norm for Cheers. My mention of Norm for Cheers leads me on to my second rad point, which is Norm from Cheers getting pulled ass first through a fucking porthole window. And I did not see that coming. It has to be said.
Let me pivot to something I love, and this is like a throwaway nod to something I love. But the kind of space canteen bar eatery place like that is shot like they shot 2001: A Space Odyssey with the actual rotating room. So like,
I didn't know that's in Space Odyssey.
Yeah, so like he jogs round the thing that's consistently turning, and it's like one of the coolest visual effects ever. And Stanley Kubrick just like does it as a humble flex when technology was really difficult to use back then. And the fact that they make reference to it here as a kind of, oh yeah, this is just how the diner works. It just works in this kind of road. I love small things like that. Prove to me that at least the filmmaker is aware of, right, it's a sci-fi movie, I'm going to pay homage to some of the things that I like. So,
yeah. Fair play.
Like that.
Well, this is a sad / bad, which is
no.
Hopper's attitude to women. Case in point, his deal to give the waitress a lift to Earth in return for marriage, which, to be quite frank, is one step away from forcing a hitchhiker to suck you off.
I mean, that's his saving grace here. Is he's a space trucker, but he's not an Earth trucker who would have probably murdered her and become a, we've been body number 53 on the road. So let's say at least it has that. Although I now want to watch a serial killing space trucker movie. Let's make that. That's me and you, Baz.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll come up with a witty name. We'll get it sorted.
Bitch with the 3 tits for Total Recall with us.
You made me wish I had 3 hands, but I'll have 2 to strangle you. See, writes itself.
Writing itself, mate.
What else you got? You got much else?
Yeah, I've got a mad one.
Oh, go for it.
Why is Hopper dressed like a homeless future Marty McFly? That's fucking weird, isn't it?
Might just be Marty McFly's outfit.
It's not a million miles away from it, that's for sure. I also thought it was pretty bad that Debbie Mazar was basically made to do half that film in her bra.
Yeah.
Do you know
they
what I mean?
They never put it. As soon as she's just in her bra, they never really go out their way to clothe her again.
No.
Which is like, you're fine with this? Are you fine with this? Right, we'll just keep rolling. Just keep rolling.
Big Charlie Dancer's mechanical penis failure made me cry. A silent tear for him.
We've all been there, Baz. We've all been there. Well, my only other rad is, and I think we mentioned it off air, but don't think we're mentioning it recording here, is the surprise cameo at the end of this movie of one Miss Babs Crampton, who appears, dear God Almighty, this is the second appearance for her on B-Movie Blitzkrieg, the first one being Chopping Mall, and now she's reappeared here for us, and you know what? I salute thee.
I have one last one, which is a mad one, and that is square pigs. What the fuck are they all about? Why are they square?
What's the importance behind that? You can fit an
is the
ordinary
point?
pig in a cage if it's round. It doesn't have to be
And
square.
I thought I could see somebody going like that. square sausage, square meat, better for a square-shaped bun or something like that. But it's still the same animal.
Yes.
So inside, it's still just going to be this...
You can shape what comes out of it.
Yeah. Why didn't you have... I don't know, rather than square pigs, why not have 14-breasted chickens?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because everybody likes the chicken breast meat.
Yep.
Let's make a chicken with 14 breasts.
Yeah.
There's no point in having a square chicken. Pig. Fuck.
There's no point in having a square chicken either.
No.
So.
Well, no, there's not. There's not.
Although a square egg wouldn't fall off the
Minecraft.
table. You know what I mean? A square egg would lie flush on the table. It wouldn't roll off. So.
See, now that would be useful.
Science.
You could be carrying crates of square eggs. That I could have got on board with.
We can say, why has science not done that?
Honestly.
There's the question.
Square chicken. Steve Lava chicken. That's throwing that in for my kids. God, I hope they never watch this.
Never watch this. Right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're doing quotes from the movie Space Trucker. I've got a couple here that are just chef's kiss on the old Blitzkrieg scale. So let's get to them right after this. And welcome back to a segment I've called Quotes That Could Only Exist in a 90s Sci-Fi Movie. Baz, we're going to run through some quotes here. I picked my favourite 3, but honestly, I could have picked 10. I could have picked 15. This movie has a lot. And once again, there's always a chance that we have some crossover. So I'm going to pick my obscure one that I mentioned to you off air, where it's in the back. You might not have heard it. And it's a conversation early on in the diner. And Dennis Hopper's walking past and he sees a group of fellow company truck drivers sitting down, having their food and all the rest. And they're talking about pirates. And the woman says they captured Kev and his load. All they sent back was his dick, using a tennis ball can for a coffin. Cremation would have had more dignity, if you ask me. And it's just a throwaway line. But every time I hear it, I fucking howl because it's just this idea of all we have left of this tennis ball can and has his dick in it. It's just a great line.
I like the fact that the guy had to get a tennis ball can and they could have sent me home in a tube of Smarties.
Cold day, Baz. Cold day when you died. Woo! What you got?
I'm afraid if I had an anus, I'd soil myself.
It's one of my 3.
Oh yeah, big Charlie dancer.
Some of the lines. He's such a serious actor as well, but some of the lines are fucking brilliant. What about, for a son of a bitch, gimp, rapist, murder, he died okay.
I really liked. I hear you've just graduated from space truck school. Surely they have a better name for it than that. Do you know what I mean?
Trucker you?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. STU.
Oh dear. Yeah.
There we go. STU. I've done all 3. So what else you got?
Leave her alone, you half electric asshole. He didn't mean that. He respects the way you confront your disability. That's Hopper. Oh, his delivery of it was much better than mine. Yeah, that's my 3.
There we go.
There's a lot in this film.
So much. And the script, unlike 2 weeks ago, the script in this one is just wall to wall, witty, funny one-liners. Right, we've got top plot holes. We've already discussed square pigs, but I'm not saying that was the biggest plot hole in this movie. We'll find out what that is. We'll do it right after this. And welcome back to a segment that I've called Lost in Space and Logic. We are talking about some plot holes for this particular movie here. But did anything jump out and grab you as an obvious, blatant plot hole?
Yeah.
Good to know. Right, this segment will be long.
Why was Hopper's hot dog mustard the only thing affected by zero gravity?
I mean, I love how he does that, and then to get up, he's like computer, lock in the mag lock on the feet, and he's after that, right? But he's just moving his arm around like fuck all. Everything else in the cockpit's fine. Yeah. Apart from his poorly CGI'd mustard.
And weirdly, much later on in the film, it's still floating there. Yeah. Everything else, again, just sitting perfectly normally. But for some reason, I think it's filled with helium.
Ah,
As opposed
old
to
helium
mustard.
mustard. Delicious. Like the big one to me is like no, like the reveal of the when the killer cyborgs come in and lay waste to everything, right?
Mm.
Everyone is shocked and terrified because it's a giant fucking killer like robot cyborg. Yet any other reveal of the killer robots after that point, no one is phased. Like everyone's like, "Oh, aye, killer robots." It's kind of surprisingly non-plus for like the rest were military. You would expect them to be like, "Ah, we've dealt with this shit before," and on Nam 3, like in this one, it's just like there's no like characters don't behave the way you would expect. It's kind of like I've done this before. It surprises me. And also, if we're going to go one step further, the whole plan here was to essentially allow our general dude in the space world or whatever to take over the world, right? Remember, he's like, we could take over Earth and all the rest. And weirdly, he appears to have done that by the end of the movie without using the robots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so what was the plan here? Like, I'm very confused.
That segues into one of mine nicely, and that is like, why, for an unstoppable killing machine, do they have a remote control with an off switch? That seems a major design flaw to me.
I'm just going to say, in the world that me and you live right now, Baz, where AI is prevalent and everywhere, I would take a switch off switch. See if someone could give me a remote that said, power down now, please, before you kill us all. I would use that, Baz. Safety first.
Another one that annoyed this, and this one did annoy me a little bit. Why, when they escape from the Scape pirates, is their spaceship miraculously fixed? Because they get captured, they're left stranded, floating in space with no cooling system, and they're all starting to pure bake.
Yep.
And then this enormous pirate ship comes and like eats it like a shark.
Yep.
They're in there, they're getting tortured, they're hung up, she's boning the cyborg guy, all fucking shenanigans. Then the mad killer space robots break out, attack everybody, they jump in their thing and just fucking fly off. Hold on, that wasn't working.
It's a pit crew. Pit crew started repairing that ship as soon as it went in, Baz.
Totally.
Yeah, I've got one more here, but I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna say it because it's. I was gonna say like Dennis Hopper like seems to find himself, according to this, because he's got all like because he's always in the center of some sort of conspiracy like throughout this movie. And one of my favorite scenes, and we should have mentioned it earlier on, but one of my favorite scenes, and this is how you know he's beyond the beyond when it comes to. He's not just like that alone guy, but he knows everything about everything. Is when they go into the bathroom. It's like a total recall scene where they go to the bathroom, they open the stall, and the woman's like, oh, "I can't believe you!" And she's a robot. Where like for the code and all the rest, and it becomes like Inspector Gadget when the fucking thing moves and he climbs down the stairs and all the rest. And it just makes you like for someone as hapless as Dennis Hopper appears to be in this movie when you first meet him, he is like some sort of like knower of all things, conspiracy leading madman. It's like he could have got like, see the beginning of this movie when they came on to get the square pigs and they wouldn't pay him. He could just pull some shit and got his money there. Why we had to go through the rigmarole to end up where we did. Yeah. So like I say, it's a nitpick. It's not really. I'm not going to get lost in it. I'm
going to replace my last one with something I'm going to call a subplot drop.
Oh, right.
Do you think that there was a previous subplot to this film where Mazar's character turned out to be his daughter?
Oh, God. I never even thought that. I know you're going, though.
There's a scene early on that she shows him a picture. She needs to get back to Earth because her mother is very ill or something like that, right? And she shows him a picture of the mother and he reacts oddly to it, like, that's your mother.
Yes.
Right? And then towards the very end of the film, he meets her, and then she has this weird thing about I was frozen in time
Yeah.
and all that. But I'm just thinking, because I kept wondering, because there's this weird love triangle between him
Yep.
and Mazar and Dorf, and it's not really a triangle because she just really wants to bone Dorf, and so he wants to bone her. And
Yep.
really, at the end of the day, Hopper's old enough to be her dad. And
Yes.
it's like just halfway through, they're like that. We've gone too far with this here.
It's
to
like
make
someone.
this his daughter. If this turns out to be his daughter, this is another Mark Hamill getting halfway.
I was about to say it's very Star Wars, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
very,
totally.
very Star Wars. It wouldn't surprise me if someone started going down that road and we're like, we can't get out of this if we write this in, so let's leave it vague. Yeah, it's very old boy. Right, we are going to take another break. We have to score this. Baz has assured me he has a score for this movie. Yes.
Yes.
He does now. Excellent. Right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll find out what it is right after this. And welcome back to a segment that I have called Rated C for Cargo, Cyborgs, and Complete Madness. This is our score for this movie out of 5. Baz, you didn't have a score. You now have a score. What are you scoring Space Truckers?
3.5.
My man!
Give it a 3.5. Yeah, it was. It's a fun, daft, dated movie.
Yes.
But it's fun. Where previous films we've talked about in this season have not been.
Oh, God, yes.
And yeah, there's a bit too much wrong with it visually, I think, for me to give it a much higher score. But yeah, there's some good performances in this film. There's some cheesy nonsense in it, and yeah, it was weird. It gives off kind of fake Alien vibes as well.
Yeah.
At points. And I don't mind that because I love Alien. I love aliens. Yeah, a 3.5. Yeah, I had fun watching it. It's not a brilliant film, but I had fun watching it, so that'll do for me.
It's exactly where I'm coming in. It's one of those movies that, like, if you're checking out the show, you've never seen Space Truckers, go and watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's an hour and a half and it flies in. It's one of those movies that just gets the job done. So yeah, me and Baz joining up for Space Truckers, which means we can bring the show to a close. And that's a wrap on Space Truckers from 1996, a movie that proves there is no concept too ridiculous for science fiction, provided you throw enough practical effects, miniature spaceships, and Dennis Hopper energy at it. A massive thanks to the Baz, who successfully navigated several asteroid fields, one cyborg conspiracy, and approximately 14 questionable accent choices without suffering permanent psychological damage. He didn't at all. Well, maybe a little bit. We'll find out the next time we record. If you've enjoyed the show, subscribe, rate, review, and spread the word across Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Every download helps us continue our mission to uncover the strangest, funniest, and most entertaining cinematic oddities ever committed to celluloid. Next time, we're going back to Earth, Baz. We're going back to Earth. Unfortunately, Earth has a little bit of a problem. Well, not little, a very large problem. A problem with 8 legs. A rapidly producing problem. A problem that appears determined to wrap an entire town in webbing and nightmare fuel. Next episode, we are finally getting to Kingdom of the Spiders from 1977. A film that asks, what if Jaws, but spiders? Expect dread. Expect hairy 8-legged horror. Expect William Shatner doing battle with an army of nature's most misunderstood nightmares. And expect at least one moment where you'll be checking your walls, your ceiling, and possibly your shoes. Until then, keep your cargo secure, your scanners active, and remember that here at the B-Movie Blitzkrieg, the bizarre meets the brilliant, one B-movie at a time. Baz, say goodbye to our listeners, please.
Gute Nacht, meine sexy Liebchen. As I mentioned to Duncan earlier, this is shortly being recorded after the initial Scotland World Cup game, and I am so tired, I have nothing more funny to say. Good night, dear listeners. Blitzkrieg.